guys, Gurj London here and welcome to this week's episode of Trending. Today I'm joined by one of the hottest grime MCs right now, JayKae.
How you doing?
JayKae, right? I'm good. Welcome to Trending.
Well, thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, you've got this Australian flu thing.
I don't know if it's Australian, but I've got it.
Yeah. What is it? Why are they calling it Australian? Do you maybe see kangaroos instead of stars?
It's come from there, hasn't it? But it does bits to your body though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I've not been feeling too well as well. So, but anyway, thank you for joining us here today. In your opinion, has the grime scene changed much compared to when you began?
I think the audience has become a lot bigger, and it's been taken a lot more seriously. Like songs are charting, that are grime singles and albums are charting and things like that. I think it's just been accepted by a much bigger audience. It's not just street kids that are listening to it. It's like older people are taking it in now.
Yeah. And what's that like to hear it on the radios, for example?
It's good because at one stage you'd put your radio on at like Monday night at 2 in the morning. That's the only time that you'd hear grime, and now you'd put it on now, you might hear something. So it's changed a lot. It helps us anyway because we get paid for it.
Of course. Yeah, and it's your passion as well, isn't it? So it's two in one.
Putting the radio on and hearing yourself on daytime, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, of course. So one of your hits, Toothache, was featured in the incredible American TV series Power. Yeah. How did that come about? Randomly,
just got an email asking if I was on the song, and I've emailed them back telling them, yeah, it's me. Then they've sent something back, like some documents, and then I've got my manager onto it. And then we've cracked it down basically like this is actually real. It's not someone pulling our leg. It's actually Power that want the song.
Of course. Do you watch Power?
Not at the time.
Okay.
I've caught up now.
Yeah.
But initially when I got the email, I hadn't watched it. So when I found out it was real, I didn't want to gas it up and tell people that my song's going to be on Power just in case anything, because things can happen like that in production.
Yeah, and they change last minute, don't they?
Things get pulled, so you don't want to say, oh, this, that, and the other. I just asked people like that was around me, do you watch Power? And they was like, yeah, new season's coming on and this, that. So I just built it, and then I think it was like June, like a month and a half before we got aired, we just got told like, yo, there's the contract. Yeah. So that's when we pretty much I knew it was going to go on there. Yeah. And this time I was still catching up as well.
Okay, yeah. So JayKae, you're from Birmingham. Stormzy has previously mentioned that grime has Birmingham's always been the centre for grime. Do you think it's had enough recognition in the grime scene compared to London?
I think like the unsung heroes of it all, like when grime wasn't being, like people in London, the bigger MCs anyway, wasn't really on grime and wasn't really pushing it and trying to go commercial and sign deals and things like that. That was when Birmingham was really pushing the sound. Yeah. And I think that's it's in a time where like Stormzy and that have come into the game.
Of course.
Where we was going so strong as well. Yeah. Like we brought a light onto the scene that people wasn't really watching grime, wasn't really watching out for anyone in grime anyway. And in Birmingham it was popping off. Whereas in London it calmed down a lot. There was a couple of people still on it. I can't say everyone that wasn't doing it.
Of course.
But the bigger people that could on the platform that could have been getting it out there wasn't on their job. Yeah. So at that time, Birmingham was pushing for it.
Yeah, okay. You've collaborated with the Lotto Boys, who we also had on Trending. Yeah. So you're both trending at the moment. Well, we've certified you as trending. And they're obviously hot right now. Is there anybody else you're collabing with in the future that you can tell us here today? Or is it all hush-hush and you're going to come back and talk to us about it?
It's a bit hush-hush because the same way I'm saying it, I don't like saying things and not actually getting them done. But if you know me, you know who my friends are in music, you know who I work with anyway. Yeah. Like you should people can kind of expect what's to come because I've just dropped an EP, but next I want to do an album.
Wow, okay.
And it's more solo material. I don't want to put 10 people on my album and have people every song's got someone on there. I want it to be quite me. So for collabs, unless it's for other people's projects, I'm not really going to be diving into them. Okay. Unless it's specific, like I want that person on the tune. Like I want to do something with UB40.
Okay.
Like we've been talking for time.
We love a bit of UB40.
That's something that people won't be expecting either. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to do something with Georgia Smith. I want to do something with Bassman. There's people that I want to do things with. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like a good one then. How do you use your music to express what you're going through?
Sometimes, I don't know, I crack on better when I just, rather than venting and going mad about something, I just crack on better when I can just write it down and make a bit of money off it. It's better doing that than just going mad, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll just crack on and I build things up, I let things build up, and then I'll end up just putting a couple hours into writing a song. Yeah. And then boom, I just let it all out.
Okay. What attracted you to the grime scene?
Clashing. Okay. Just going to the park and clashing. Next man from different ends would come down. Come, you think you're bad, come. get them in the park.
Yeah.
And
Can I ask you something about that? Do you get like, does it actually upset you? Because sometimes I watch these clashes and like you guys go in. Like when I'm talking in, like you guys like will talk about their mums and their everything. And
there's a line that you don't cross though.
Me,
if I was to clash today, you can't say nothing about my mum, do you know what I'm saying?
Of
but
course,
back in the day, when you're immature, when you're kids, you're saying the worst things. I've said some horrible things about people's mums and people have said some things back to me, do you know what I'm saying? But I think it's a sport, man. And it's when it ruins the sport when people start losing the tempers and falling out over things like that. So that's what grime is. It's like, who's better? Like it's always someone's always trying to prove a point in the scene. So it's healthy, I think.
Yeah. So you've been about now for a little while, in a nice way, JayKae. I don't know your personal life, but you've been about in the scene anyway. What's one of your favourite memories so far?
Just in music.
Yeah. Whatever.
Going on holiday and being booked abroad and all the man them coming out. I think that's the best part.
Just going on a jolly, basically.
Going, you work for an hour and you're on holiday for the rest of the thing. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's the nicest part about it, man. Yeah.
So is that what you do when you go out? Do you take your people with you, or do you sort of arrange it so you're all out together?
Yeah, so we're all out together, basically, yeah.
Oh, nice. That sounds good. Yeah. Are you going to invite Brit Asia one day?
You come along, man. Yeah.
Only somewhere hot, because I can't stand these cold places.
I've got a few bookings coming up in the summer still.
Okay, so we're going to chat after this, JayKae. Yeah? Okay, you heard it there, Gurj London, JayKae. You know what I mean? Brit Asia as well, by the way. I'm not just trying to bring myself in here.
The crew as well.
That's right. Yeah. What's been the sort of low point of your career?
Just losing a friend and letting that spiral me down and going to jail and being lazy. I think like giving people dates saying I'm going to do this and just chatting a load of waffle. Like I'm not looking to release anything. I'm just saying things to keep people happy, and I think that was probably like the weakest part of my whole career thus far, but I've kind of like put that past me now. I don't promise things unless I can live up to it.
Yeah. Do you think that's getting older as well? Because obviously you're more mature now, you're a father yourself,
I take it as a job. It's actually a job now. Okay. Like if I don't do this, we don't eat. So this is different now.
Yeah, cool. So you have been around, like I said, for a while, in a nice way, JayKae, yeah?
I'm still young, man.
Yeah, you are still young, you are still young, that's right. But did you ever think that grime would get this big?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
You had faith in it?
I've had faith in it, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Who is, in your opinion, one of the greatest grime artists right now, or in the past? If you had to sort of put grime as one person who you say was the father of the game, who would you say?
Skepta.
Yeah? Okay. All right.
He's seen it all, he's done it all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's put man on, you know what I'm saying? So I'd definitely say.
He's a friend of yours as well, isn't he? So are you doing this as sort of like a bit of a shout out to your friend, or do you really mean it?
It seems that way,
are you getting paid for this?
People don't know any, but the people might not know any, but I've got relationships with a lot of people that people might not expect, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm just being honest, like Skepta's the man.
So JayKae, you're from an Asian background. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My dad's Pathan and white, and my mum's Pakistani Arab and white.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing anything in the Asian scene? Musically?
Yeah, there's one Asian song that I've always wanted to sample.
Right, come on, let's hear it.
Janam Som Jakaro, that song, because my name's Janam.
Okay.
So that makes sense, and that's what, I don't know how I'd get that cleared, I don't know what I'd have to do, but I've always wanted, there's a part at the end of that where it goes mad, and then it goes up tempo, like I've always wanted to sample that, so if you want to count that, but yeah.
Do you know any, like, Punjabi, Hindi, Urdu, any of your sort of dad's side?
What
any of the language?
Oh,
or
I can understand Urdu a bit, but
so
more
if I cussed you off in Punjabi, you'd understand.
Yeah, that's about
Everyone
it. That's
always knows the swear words, don't they?
I'm
not gonna cuss you out.
Pushtu, I can't get a word. I can't understand that at all. That baffles me. Like I can't get that at all.
Yeah, okay. But you understand the Punjabis and the Hindi swear words. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about now. Most recently, you've got your new song out is Moscow. It has been received amazingly across the UK. Did you expect that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. I love that. I love that you're so passionate about the fact that you're...
Obviously, when you're releasing the CD, you think what song's the one that you're going to launch it off.
Yeah.
And I showed my friends and they all had their own opinions of what songs they liked and things like that. But Moscow was the one I thought, that one's gonna cross over. Yeah. People are gonna like that because as mellow as the song comes across when you listen to it, when it's in a club or when I'm performing it live, it's a whole different, like everyone's going mental to it.
I can imagine, yeah.
And that's the whole effect I wanted it to have, and I think the videos helped it cross over as well. Yeah. People have really liked the videos, so.
I love that that's such an amazing trait to see, because a lot of people be very, not humble, but I wasn't sure, but you have to believe in what you're selling and what you're saying. So it's I think it's amazing that you're like, I did expect it to do amazing.
I thought Birmingham would jump on that. I mean, obviously Birmingham's a very big place, so I thought if they jump on the wave, then it's going to carry on.
Everyone's going to do it,
So I was quite... I had a bit of expectations for that song.
Yeah. Well, it done probably over exceeded your expectations, right? It's done amazingly. Yeah. Well done for that. So it's a very good song. I like it.
Thanks.
We like it at Brit Asia. So you've just come off tour, JayKae. Which is your favourite city that you went to? I've
done Birmingham, Manchester, London.
Are you always going to say Birmingham because you're from here?
Birmingham was a much bigger show than Manchester and London. London and Manchester was like quite intimate. It was 300 people in a small venue, so it was packed and everyone was like, wow. Birmingham had there was 1,400 people in there.
Wow.
So it's, you know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different, it's more overwhelming coming out to Birmingham as well, because it's like a homecoming and everyone's there. But I think all of the shows went very well. I think the London show done very well as well, because I had a few special guests come out for me, and it was one of them ones. Yeah,
good. And what can we expect to see from you for 2018?
Just more shows. I've got a lot of shows, a lot of festivals, and at the end of the year, I'd like from now to the end of the year, I just want to crack on with an album and just
That's what you'll be concentrating on this year.
Yeah, well, behind closed doors and just smash over the festivals. Just get my sound out as far as I can, really.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your time, JayKae. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for part one, but join us on part two, hot off the press. Hey guys, and welcome back to Trending. We are at part two, hot off the press, and I'm still joined by my guest JayKae.
I'm still here.
JayKae, are you having fun? You're still here, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So this is part two, called Hot Off the Press, and it's sort of in two sections. So the first one, we talk about a subject which is trending at the moment in the UK for whatever reason. And then our second part is a little quiz that I like to play with my guests. It's becoming a little bit of a signature thing now, and I think it's going to be good fun. I think you're going to be good at it.
All right, then.
So the topic I want to talk to you about is becoming signed as an artist, or opposed to going independent as an artist. So we've recently seen a lot of artists going independent in the last few years, again, opposed to maybe a few years ago when everyone wanted to be signed. I think that has to do with a lot with social media and having a following already when you're, trying to get your platform. And you are also independent, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you find that challenging?
At first it'd be challenging, but I think the game's at a point now where the internet's just done some mad things. Like it's not always about buying music now. People stream, you can listen to music for free, and it still counts towards charting them for that. So there's little kids all over England playing your song, and it's actually counting towards something. So I don't think people like being signed as much now, because it gets put out there. Like you sign and everyone knows that you signed. People automatically think, oh, he's all right now. We don't have to support him. You're rich, you're this, you're that, and you're that. But what they don't know is what actually happens afterwards. Like, you don't end up with no creative control. You ain't got, basically you're being told what to do, what to wear, what to sound like, who to make a song with. And that's going to get jarring at some point. People are going to get fed up with it. So I think the whole independent thing now is that everyone can see that how much money that people can actually make on an independent level. And with the internet, with social media, you can do more than what major labels can do. If you've got strong followings, you're doing more than them. Like numbers-wise, basically.
Of course. Why did you choose to go independent?
It's not even a choose. I've just always been independent. It's only recently, the past year or so, I've had label interests and people try sniffing around and see what I'm up to and try to offer things, and you know what I'm saying? So
is it something you're not interested in then?
At the moment, no.
Okay.
I'm happy with the journey that I'm on. I still want to do what I'm doing. Maybe I'll get to a point where I'm like a grown man and I'll take the deal. But when it's celebrated though, when people can say, oh, well done, not, oh, you sold out. There's two different ways of going about it. I think a lot of people get gone down, like they don't like it because you signed on, you signed too early, and people think, oh, you sold out, and and that's not the way I'm trying to go. I want to do it independent, build my own label, have successful releases on there, not even ones that are on mine, because I release my own music on there, but I want to release other people's music through there at some point. And then maybe even link that up with a major label. Do you know what I'm saying? Link my label with a major label. That would be something nice to do, but that's not the plan for now.
Do you think you would have been as successful as you are now had you signed to a label?
I think I might have had my little 5 minutes of fame earlier, and people wow, but then you just end up getting put on the shelf. like you're just there.
Maybe
now.
like a one-hit wonder or something.
Yeah,
right?
like you could just come out like that. Like people that have seen me come up, they're like just stuck with. There's people that have been with me for 10 years. There's people that have jumped on the bandwagon last month. Like they've just found out what I'm doing now and they love it what I'm doing now. So I think it's better what I'm doing because it's more of like a celebrated thing. And then if you do get to the point where you're gonna take the deal, everyone can be like, well done. You know what I'm saying?
So what does it actually mean to be independent?
You're just free to do. You release your own music.
You don't have anybody telling you what to do.
No one's telling you. You can have a manager. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can have your manager. You can have your own team. You can have. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's probably your in-house people. It's probably
so it's like
friends.
having your own mini record label with yourself,
everything
managing
in-house. You ain't got a big building that you go to, and you know what I'm saying. You ain't got nice offices and things like that. You ain't got someone pulling the plug for you and all these things. You have to do it yourself. You have to get in the industry. You have to learn about marketing. You have to learn about like the whole radio game and press and things like that. Sorry, I got hair, man. The press,
all right.
Radio press.
Where have you come from, JayKae? Anything you want to tell us?
There's a lot of things like it's all hands on in it when you do it independent. You do it yourself. Like you take losses, but you learn from them. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's better than just being with someone and said, "Look, I'll do all my dirty work for me."
Yeah.
I'd rather get to know the game myself.
Of course. Do you think it means anything now to be signed?
Of course it does. You can't take it away from someone because it's always the dream, isn't it? If you can go and make a CD and be in the charts, and that's some people's dreams. That's what some people want to do. Some people want to be that famous and not be able to go anywhere. That's not what I want to be.
But people recognise you, JayKae.
Yeah, of course.
I would look at your tattoo and be like, oh, there you go, JayKae.
Yeah, of course. People recognise me, but like people who recognise me actually know what I'm on. Yeah. Not because they've just seen my face and they're like, ah, that's him, and they don't know who I am and
they're
know
actually
my name.
passionate about you and your music.
They're passionate about me, like know about me, and they're interested in what I'm doing. They want to know what's next. It's not just been placed for them to do that.
Of course.
All over TV and all over flyers everywhere and radio and things like that. Like just being put in positions. Yeah. It's not that. Like. Yeah.
What advice would you give to anybody who was thinking of signing or trying to go independent? What would you, maybe 10 years ago, what advice would you like to have got? I know you've had to do it all yourself, but if you could give somebody,
I could just do whatever you want to sign a deal, if that's your goals in life, because it's a nice living. You get to live nice. You got a lot of like stress free at the same time. If that's what you want to do, then go ahead and take it by all means. But if you can do it independently and be successful from it, then just go about it that way as well.
I guess it's really knowing what you want, isn't it? And choosing that path. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for that. That's been very insightful. So that's the sort of serious part out of the way. It's game time. Okay. Are you ready for game time?
I'm ready.
Are you sure? How ready are you?
I don't know now.
So you're getting a bit nervous there. Are you sure? You're all right?
Depends
you want some water?
No, I'm okay.
Are you sure? Do you want me to give you a minute?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay. So, like I said, I like to play a little quiz with my guests. I need to run down the rules with you before we start. So there's no conferring, no 50-50 and no phoning a friend. Okay. Are you happy with those rules?
I'm fine with
okay.
What about asking the manager?
No, that involves no phoning a friend.
Cool.
Okay, so the game is some more rules I need to tell you about. If you win, you get nothing, and if you lose, you get nothing as well.
Okay.
So it's a win-win situation, or lose-lose, however you want to see it. So the game is a UK rap / grime quiz. And obviously I think you are the best person to play this game, and you better get 10 out of 10 because this is your industry, so you can't mess this one up. Pressure's on right now.
I'm up to date, to be fair.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So I'm going to give you a line about somebody, and you have to tell me who they are. Okay. They're either a rapper or a UK rapper or a grime artist. And obviously you're one of the hottest MCs right now. Like I said, you should know all of these. All right, you ready? Game time. Okay, number one, who's the original boy in the corner?
Dizzy Rascal.
Ooh, that was a good start.
Bang.
Okay, easing in. Who usually drinks, usually dances, and usually bubbles?
Wiley.
I feel like, are you cheating? No, you just know your industry. Okay. Number three, who's talking the hardest?
Gigs.
Who's on his P's and Q's?
Kano.
Who was the best man when D2 got married?
Me.
That got you off a little bit off guard, because I feel like you're really good at this.
That was me.
Which gala is back with a bang?
MIS to the T.
Ooh, is that how you say it? Do you not call him Mist?
MI, I call him MI.
MI? Yeah. For just MIS to the T?
It's just been MI.
So if he's a guest on one of our shows soon, then I could say, yo, MIS to the T. Yeah. I got that from JayKae. Do you think I could be a grime artist?
Just can try. You got the platform.
That's not nice.
You got the platform.
Yeah, Gurj. You just told people you need to go for what you want. You should be like, yeah, Gurj,
independent, do your thing, man.
All right, you're going to sign me?
Might do, yeah. We'll have words.
Okay, let's carry on with the game. A few more. If you talk about this guy, you better hashtag murky.
Stormzy.
Next one. Besides my ex, which guys act like a waste man and say that's not me?
Skepta.
Yeah, that's right. And JME. But
And
yeah,
Jeremy.
they were on the same song, weren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are some harder questions, man.
I don't know. I wasn't sure. Like, I wasn't sure where you were coming from and how much you'd know. But obviously, I've picked quite an easy game, haven't I, for you?
How many questions are left?
2.
8 out of 8, yeah. Come on then. Let's get the 10.
Actually, if you get all of these right, you're going to be probably one of our first guests who's got all of them right.
Right.
So. Which DJ drops the bomb, claims to be the big dog, and is a gatekeeper?
Westwood.
Yeah, I wanted to say the big dog,
The
because
big
that's
dog.
how he says it, doesn't he?
Tim Westwood. No, I love Westwood, man.
Is that
He's
how
a
he talks
legend.
in real life, like
Yeah,
off the camera?
yeah.
Like the big dog. JayKae,
He's-
welcome.
So he's very relaxed head, man. Like he's proper like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Westwood's the G. Man. I
He
love
is
Westwood.
the guy, he's the guy. And the last one, this rapper states that 2 + 2 - 1 is 3. Apparently that's quick maths.
Michael Duff, bro.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Bang. There we
Well
go.
done, JayKae. That was
Jeez.
very, very good.
It was.
Very, very good. Do you think it was easy?
Yeah.
Or was it because you're a grime artist?
I think anyone's gonna get them.
Really?
A couple of them actually, people might not have got. Yeah.
Okay, well done. That was very good.
Thank you.
So for anybody watching this show who doesn't follow you, where can they find you at? What's your Twitter, Instagram addresses, and how can they get again?
Twitter and Instagram, JayKae10. Yeah, man. Go get the EP. Where have you been? Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Are you going to come back and talk to us?
I'll
Yeah.
be back soon, yeah, man.
Brilliant. Thank you
That's
so much. You've been such a great guest
Thanks for
today.
having me.
Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for this week's episode, but make sure you join us next week on Trending.